Have you ever been told that fish is the healthiest protein you can eat? It's often praised as heart-friendly, packed with omega-3s, and light on the stomach. But here's the shocking truth. Not every fish on your plate is good for you, especially after the age of 60. In fact, some of the most common fish you find in supermarkets could be silently harming your heart, brain, and even your kidneys. And on the other hand, there are a few types of fish that can genuinely protect your health, keep your arteries clear, and even support memory and joint strength as you age. So which ones should you avoid and which ones should you choose? Stay with me until the end, because the last fish on the life-saving list is one that most people overlook, yet it can truly make a huge difference for seniors. Welcome back to Fitness Tips, the place where we break down health information in a simple, practical way so you can take charge of your well-being. Fish number 1 that can ruin your health. Farm tilapia. Let's start with one of the most popular fish in the world. Tilapia is cheap, widely available, and has a mild flavor, which makes it appealing to many families. But if you're over 60, this might be one of the worst fish you can eat. Why? Because most tilapia sold today is farm-raised under conditions that encourage rapid growth rather than nutritional quality. Farm tilapia is often fed processed grains and sometimes even animal waste, leading to fish that are unnaturally high in omega-6 fatty acids and extremely low in omega-3s. Now, omega-6s are not bad on their own, but when the balance between omega-6 and omega-3 is disrupted, it can trigger inflammation throughout your body. And chronic inflammation is the root of conditions like arthritis flare-ups, memory decline, and even heart disease. For seniors, this imbalance can mean stiffer joints, slower recovery after illness, and higher risk of stroke. Here's the eye-opening part. Some research has shown that eating farm tilapia could actually create more inflammation than eating a burger or bacon. That's not what most people expect when they sit down with a plate of fish. This is where I want you to pause and think. Just because something is labeled fish doesn't automatically make it healthy. Fish number 2 that can ruin your health. King mackerel. Next up is king mackerel. At first glance, this oily fish seems like a good choice because it's rich in omega-3 fatty acids. But there's a dangerous catch here: mercury. King mackerel, especially those caught in the Gulf of Mexico or other warm waters, often contain high levels of mercury, a heavy metal that builds up in your body over time. For younger people, occasional exposure might not cause immediate problems, but after 60, your body processes toxins more slowly. Mercury can interfere with brain function, increase the risk of memory loss, and even damage your nervous system. It can also worsen blood pressure issues, putting extra strain on your heart. Imagine thinking you're making a heart-smart choice, only to unknowingly load your body with toxins that work against your health. That's why king mackerel should be crossed off your list if you're trying to protect your health as you age. Fish number 3 that can ruin your health. Shark meat. Shark meat isn't as common as tilapia or mackerel, but you'll sometimes see it in restaurants or specialty markets. And here's the problem. Sharks sit at the very top of the ocean's food chain, which means they consume many smaller fish over their long lifetimes. This makes them some of the most mercury-contaminated seafood you could ever eat. For seniors, mercury exposure is especially risky because it can interfere with the very things you're trying to protect: brain clarity, balance, and cardiovascular health. Beyond mercury, shark meat also tends to have high levels of other pollutants, making it more toxic than nourishing. Here's something worth remembering. The bigger and older the fish, the more likely it has absorbed harmful toxins. When you're over 60, your body can't afford the added stress of processing these pollutants. Fish number 4 that can ruin your health. Swordfish. The last on the danger list is swordfish. It's prized for its meaty texture and bold flavor, but unfortunately, swordfish is another species that ranks high in mercury. One serving can contain more mercury than your body can safely process in weeks. Mercury poisoning doesn't always show up overnight. Instead, it creeps in quietly with symptoms like fatigue, numbness in the hands and feet, memory issues, and even irregular heartbeat. For people over 60, these subtle changes can easily be mistaken for aging, when in reality, the culprit might be your dinner. So while swordfish may look impressive on the grill, it's a health risk you don't need in your diet, especially when there are much safer, more nutritious options available. Now that we've uncovered the fish that could be silently harming you, let's turn the tide and look at the ones that can truly save your health after 60. Because here's the truth. The right kind of fish can lower your risk of heart disease, sharpen your mind, and even keep your joints moving smoothly. And trust me, the last one on this list is a hidden gem that most people completely overlook. Fish number 1 that can save your health. Salmon. If there's one fish that consistently stands out for its health benefits, it's salmon. Wild-caught salmon, not the farmed kind, is loaded with omega-3 fatty acids that fight inflammation, protect your arteries, and keep your heart strong. For seniors, salmon offers an incredible advantage. It helps maintain cognitive health. Studies show that people who regularly eat salmon have a lower risk of developing dementia and Alzheimer's disease. On top of that, omega-3s help ease joint stiffness, making movement less painful and more enjoyable. Here's another overlooked benefit. Salmon is also packed with vitamin D, which is crucial for bone strength, especially after 60 when bone density naturally declines. A simple meal of grilled salmon a couple of times a week could be protecting your brain, heart, and bones all at once. Fish number 2 that can save your health. Sardines. Don't underestimate these tiny fish. Sardines are one of the most nutrient-dense seafood options you can eat, and they're surprisingly affordable. Because they are small and low on the food chain, sardines accumulate very little mercury compared to larger fish. Sardines are a powerhouse of calcium, vitamin D, and omega-3s, which makes them especially valuable for older adults. Calcium and vitamin D together support bone strength, lowering the risk of fractures. And since sardines are eaten whole, including the bones, you're getting a natural boost of minerals that are easy for your body to absorb. Hook number 5. Think about this. A single can of sardines could give your body more joint and bone protection than an expensive supplement. And unlike supplements, sardines also fuel your brain and heart at the same time. Fish number 3 that can save your health. Trout. Another excellent option for seniors is trout, especially rainbow trout. Farmed rainbow trout from reputable sources is considered one of the safest fish you can eat because it's raised in controlled environments and has very low levels of mercury. Trout is rich in omega-3s, but it also provides a steady supply of protein that helps preserve muscle mass. After 60, your body naturally loses muscle at a faster rate, which can lead to weakness and loss of independence. Eating high-quality protein like trout helps slow down that decline, keeping your body stronger for longer. In addition, trout provides B vitamins, especially B12, which is essential for nerve function and energy. A steady intake of B12-rich foods can prevent fatigue and protect your memory as you age. Fish number 4 that can save your health. Herring. Finally, we come to herring, a fish that doesn't always get the attention it deserves. Herring is similar to sardines in terms of nutritional value, but it's slightly larger and just as rich in omega-3s. Traditionally eaten in many European countries, herring is linked with lower rates of heart disease in older populations. What makes herring special is its combination of healthy fats and vitamin B12. Together, these nutrients support not only your cardiovascular system but also your brain health. Seniors who regularly include herring in their diets often report better concentration and memory retention. Here's a thought. Sometimes the secret to longevity isn't in fancy diets or expensive superfoods. It's in traditional, simple foods like herring that have quietly nourished entire generations. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe to Fitness Tips for more simple, science-based advice to help you live your healthiest life after 60. And don't forget to share this with a friend or family member who could benefit from knowing the truth about fish.